Now, some advice for teens from one of their peers. Jennifer Corman is a junior at Niskayuna High School. She enjoys surfing the information superhighway and meeting new people along the way. But being a 16-year-old sometimes invites trouble.
A lot of times guys will ask you what your sizes are, that kind of thing, or they'll describe themselves.
And her solution is simple.
I usually just tell them bye and stop talking to them.
Meet Bill Pitlavani of Scotia, father of 2 daughters. He works out of his home as a freelance computer consultant, and he actually helped develop America Online. Pitlavani says he taught his girls how to use that online service.
Generally, I just told my daughters, you don't give them your phone number, you don't tell them your last name so they can find you, and you keep the conversation on a friendly scale.
But some teens get a little too friendly. When News 10 poses a 14-year-old boy online, we found girls willing to befriend us very quickly. This letter came from a 14-year-old girl after just one brief computer conversation that was cut short.
All this week, News 10 has shown you how your child can get into trouble by chatting with strangers over the computer.
Our purpose has been to tell you what to look out for while your child enjoys countless benefits of computer technology. And tonight, what you can do to help protect your child. And Tom Shadd is back with us now with some specific advice.
Well, Jim and Angela, we've heard over and over again for parents, tell your kids never talk to strangers. Well, computer conversation is no different. And it's important that parents understand how easy it is for their kids to be lured into trouble over the computer. Because the best defense against perverts online is knowledge about what your child is doing. The information superhighway is an open road. Its ramps take us around the world, an invaluable educational tool launching us into the next century. But those ramps can also lead children to dark alleys, explicit conversations, photographs, and potentially dangerous face-to-face encounters. Some say the best weapon against such wrong turns is knowledge. Don Rittner publishes The Mesh, a local computer magazine. He says parents should ride the information highway themselves before letting their kids online.
You don't go to Paris without reading up on it. And it's the same with using online services. As a parent, you should know exactly what is up there for your child.
But what's up there for the parents? America Online offers something it calls parental controls, designed to block a child's access to conversations with strangers. And the latest industry innovation, a company, Surfwatch, introduced a computer program which blocks out all X-rated images and words. But Bill Pitlavani, who helped develop America Online, says some kids can find a way to beat the system.
The smart ones that know how to get around it, they're going to get around no matter what you do anyway, yeah. And they're going to find ways.
The explosion of information on board the internet poses a very disturbing question. How do we regulate this information and protect our children without government censorship? Well, that question is currently before the New York State Legislature. The cybersex bill, sponsored by Republican Senator Bill Sears, slaps a penalty of up to 4 years in prison for transmitting obscene materials to minors.
When you start talking to young children in the language that they use on this internet, which we found out, that's sexual assault in itself.
Others call bills like cybersex censorship.
Are you going to have cyber cops watching everybody's email, reading everybody's private email to make sure they're not soliciting somebody? How would you enforce something like that?
There are police officers who are working undercover on these types of services.
You might call Ron Stevens a cyber cop. He runs the state police computer crimes division.
In my opinion, we have to educate our children, or maybe our children have to educate us. Children are not intimidated by a computer.
It's no different than any other social situation. But the anonymity that you find online generates a lot more aggressive behavior than you normally see on the street.
That's because this is a superhighway, linking the world like never before, and sometimes inviting strangers where they're not welcome. But you can protect your children while letting them have access to that new mysterious world we call cyberspace. Experts from the online services to law enforcement agree much of the responsibility is with the parents. You have to decide how your child uses online services. Spend time with your child when he and she is online. And mom and dad, even though computers seem intimidating to you,
Don't bury your head in the sand. Learn a little about computers. Don't let your kids be the only ones who know all the ins and outs. And you might want to learn to protect your kids from perverts online.